maybe there's, it,
It's in there somewhere. Stuff you don't really know. And about 3 hours every day for this meeting, getting everything. Written so was about 2 conversations books for the last 2 months every month. Good, I'll get that too. Okay, we got people. You got to come back and give me the minutes. Now this. Only is one council member besides I'll say that. Discussed. Nobody interested in a police car?
I give you $500 for it right now.
How much?
500.
So.
I'll give you 100.
You said 5.
I know.
Y'all put it up for sale?
I told him circulate amongst them because somebody here wanted it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Hey, most good. You should lower your bid.
Yeah, well, I say 250.
You just don't know how much money you left on the table.
Well, seriously, we'll talk.
Huh?
We'll talk, seriously.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, minutes, I put them in your plus good job used. So yeah, everyone's way to place. I wouldn't give a one. Where's she, buddy?
So close to this. But it's something that,
Get started so we get through this thing. 7:03, and I'll be in order. Roll call, Michael Dunn,
Here.
Dave Withers, here. Billy Alvin,
Here.
Terry Withers, Richard. King County, no more than. All resident. Local forum, for Susan comments, we want to get comments, any comments, suggestions. Whatever. Roll on, isn't there? Okay. Consider take action on meeting minutes for February 3rd. I emailed those out. You have a look at it. Or you glad with any changes.
The one thing I just thought, and on the sixth, then we have to go. Go for six.
Sick, all right. You're out there, Jim, motion carried. Second. Four. Change. It's approved the minutes based on the changes on item 6. Okay, on to the 3 minutes. Yeah, second. All in favor? 5-0. Okay. It's just my entrance. Put a package in there. Package, that's in the, monthly statements, financial statements for February and March. That's our taxes. That's our package, so.
Yeah, did you have people that put out the country? Full tax.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're out.
They pay city taxes on school. February kind of there, we got the bar. We didn't get the, franchise checks in from UCS. The one for electricity was 26,000 some odd dollars. This year check for the internet service was a little 2,000. Let's see.
I understand, I noticed on my previous bills, they have taken the city tax off.
The
Nine,
electricity or
over last year, those past 2 months, 3 months, it's not there.
no, like, okay. It's rather than the end of last week, 31st, we can file all together. Second for the days, yeah, 130. So we got a question, no? Okay, discuss take action on orders 1.5-1, additional for the others. Need to talk about that ordinance. Now, my wife's comments. We probably need one. I spoke with Carlson, like I said, I really. And they are more than willing for us to use their courts. Contract basis. She works with paperwork, works with about now. Or looking to see what it will take to do that. They have associate judges, it's on an on-call basis. So we can just say, we'll go board. Clerk. And the judge, the boss, she's fine. That's right. But it's city secretary, just call Chris, just give me her name. Along with that, I discussed with her about law enforcement out here. Running the city police out here to go stop sign and speed. And let them follow the rule about them. And for their services coming out here since they don't go see the tax accounts. She's saying that probably work as well. And she was going to check with the chief of police tomorrow and see how that might go. Hopefully she can get back with me this next week or so. See what we can do on that. Then we'll have some law enforcement. And then the next letter we send out, I let everyone know if you go to forest, regardless, we'll be patrolling the area. So. But back to the ordinance. Probably need the ordinance for the have to do no matter what. Right? Yeah. Even ordinance.
I think they can still.
It's still in for the mill. It's still in the ordinance. You just couldn't sign it on you. That's not like this. We may pay Gabbard one more check, just keep her on and get this road. She signed the updated contract.
You're going to be required for us to do these rules.
Yeah, I mean, we can still approve it, it's like.
We have to have an interstate, we have to have an interstate, interlocal rate.
So we have the ordinance, so it's like that, so
And one of the good things is that we are going to attorney, because we can do this, to be touch, and they need the same thing. And she actually knew this herself. So it doesn't make it a lot easier. Maybe straighten out the paperwork.
yeah, that's what it's like. I agree. With the ordinance, and then we just get repeat it and I'll do it local.
Yeah, we'll be right there, well, yeah. So everyone had a chance to look at this. Oh, that's.
It's the same one, yeah, so I'm hitting.
Same one. Everyone's good, right? Classified as first reading and first reading. Once we can do the second one.
We may have to tweak this.
Versus. So I think everyone will do it now. Just put it on the burner.
I think we need to study this.
Why, we here from the city?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
I mean, personally,
I finally got a hold of it this morning.
this stuff looks good, and minor tweaks if we go with the city, we could just add a little language to it. And reference, to, Jim's inter-city agreement. Mm-hmm.
You know, you said there would be on-call judges, and
They have so.
there's one of the things in the ordinance you wrote is that they have to be a licensed attorney. Not many of the judges in Burleson are licensed attorneys.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if you're gonna institute this, then that's gonna have to be
I thought we were.
applicable to Burleson courts as well. So you might want to scratch that out of there. Considering that I think the judge that sits on most of the things, I don't think he's an attorney. You have the long hair, I can't remember his name.
That's.
Mark.
Oh, he's a judge, so he's.
Yeah, he's not a licensed attorney with 2 years of practice in the state. According to your verbiage in this letter.
Anyway,
Now, okay, I'm just saying, that needs to be taken out, we can use their judges.
we need to defer until we find out. And then we can also ask the question of what their intentions are. May or may not be this.
The last thing to do, you'll have to approve the contract with Gabbard at the moment. This is done. Supposedly we can't approve the contract, we would have notice. So, instead of residents. We would sit on our hands on both of them.
I think we need to defer both actions.
Yeah.
But honestly, how many years have we operated without, I don't think another.
Well,
hopefully, I know it's
and that's what I told secretaries. You know, how often, he's good, I'm going, well, I said, I think we've been paying our municipal judge for about 12 years. She hasn't been called on maybe once in the early years for 6. I was I'm calling for you. Oh.
We never call her a kid here, don't we?
Yeah, because the deal is, if you approve the contract today, and you go to Bronson, in a local or however that works out, then you're turning around and telling them to terminate the contract.
Yeah. We'll just stay on both of them.
We'll defer, you know, get more information on those. Do we need a motion on that?
Probably, so we're gonna take up.
Then I would motion that we defer the ordinance for the judge and the contract to current judge.
Very second on it. Serious second. All in. Okay, discuss all the work between the city streets up there. You know, that they have started on. Board, I didn't see it around here.
They were, yeah, they were working.
And pass mine. Forest Harbor, ever my
I
Harbor.
didn't think they were ever gonna get off your corner. They were actually for a while. But I know it's all water drain.
Yeah.
After the rainwater again. Yeah. People get it, it's just. Drinking speed.
I have a question for that.
Okay.
Go back over for my education. We approved a certain amount. And my question is there, like, study out there well. And there's places that's like, barely. What's gonna look like on these streets that we're paying for?
They were contracting to get, there's always something where they, so, the creative organization where they want to fill one out.
Are they doing surveying? What they're doing?
Yes. Are shooting them all in to make sure that they will do it.
Yeah, it's not my good question, you have downflow and then just do it on the end and see that. But then there's some properties that look taken off. Water.
Well, the other thing about it is we gotta get property owners to open up their culverts once this is done. Because there's a lot of metal culverts that are paved in.
Yeah.
And they won't flood. I mean, they're not going to fix it. But a change their in with the tractor and turn them back over.
And we need to do something because we, especially on Briaroaks, there's so much erosion from water, well, not going to the culvert and down it's supposed to, like a lot of them, you know, just go across the front.
Well, Mr. Polanski called me last week, he lives on the east side of Briaroaks Road, which is outside of Briaroaks. And wanted to know if we were gonna have the division cleaned. You know, say right or clean, but they did. I said, well, with your property, that, no. And I drove by and looked at it afterwards and noticed that all we had to do was clean the leaves out of the culvert, and it'd be fine.
There's a plan.
Pulling speed with the first house past the corner, past the stop sign, going that way, all the way. His house is way back there. He was very nice about it. He said, yeah, quickly, no, it's long. We did it done, then after. Outdoors, leaves would pile up over the top of it. Yeah, the gravel was out, the road every time it rained, I have to clean it. I told him, it doesn't mean anything to do with the city. It was on the wrong side of the road. I gave
back and forth.
And I gave him Toby's number and said, "Mark, call precinct where he."
It comes up, pops up, comes up over. Go down the road, there's a lot of. And then it's the pops back, but it is really where you are, and that's those roads. People have to just embrace culvert.
Yeah, we could afford it, see. Go over. Or that'll be called.
They're reporting
Or
back to the county with all the fresh over and stuff there, then they just replace them.
Yeah.
Not us, I'm the homeowner. They're reporting all the fresh, they have to send in a report.
a lot of, I mean, they're not, a lot of them are. The end is the trailers that come across, the trailers that come across, trailers are the top end.
You think the culverts are in the right of way? For passive property, might be the right of way. But just in that driveway approach. Not on the property.
It's in their own property.
We can still be owners.
There's youngers, some
Cities replace their approaches to people's houses all the time when they do frontage, you know,
in cities.
in the city.
Yeah.
So therefore, we outed, if we found a culvert, if
They would put it in.
That was a question you asked, and we volunteered that.
no, we asked.
Culverts aren't that expensive, but that's a long thing.
Yeah, they're.
I know.
The law wasn't good, expensive.
Well, a couple $100.
No,
Well, I just bought that big concrete culvert, put it on the backside.
I seen it there. She got down here, the long ceiling.
It's, no,
Well,
it's-
everybody's out, I'm going to be taking $1 for that, for the real one.
That's where you buy it.
It's so much per foot. We're not in.
We know, years ago, they were done, when we did the garden.
Discuss take action on the resolution canceling the May election. Over the resolution from the past. Basically states what happened. We have 2 applicants, the same folks sitting in the council right now, no one's allowed to come there.
You got the motion?
Yeah, not voting.
Okay, I made a motion for you.
You said, there's second.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Okay, next one. Something that we really need to do. hopefully we can get someone signed that, so volunteer this one. Discuss take action on a backup member and sign authority for the bank accounts. I've got the paperwork signed, see if they'll sign for me, we can get Lori, like, she should have been, we don't have the money. Get down with this, okay. We'll go back on. There's always a letter to write pertaining to the minutes, so I got all the minutes, letter and all that's. Or not, like, with me, going away here in about 30 days. She's on it, but we really need to back up. We need another person's on the accounts for signing checks and stuff. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are.
I think it should be the person at this point.
I would say James would be the pick, but that's y'all's choice.
I mean, he's a logical one because he's the other one that can do act on where we have at this point today. So.
I'm sorry, I missed that whole conversation.
Somehow the bank account.
We need to say for.
His feet are.
Or the fees are.
I think I stopped hearing after.
You stop hearing? Yeah. Okay, you're saying sleep. See ya.
Because I mean, like, to be appointed a pro tem, we have one, so that we look for. There's gonna be a gap there, otherwise. Between his resignation possibly and me.
That would be awesome. I've been saying it from the beginning of the chickens.
I think about found the pro tem. Let's have signed the word for the bank accounts.
Second.
The lady motion that I didn't hear.
But just have, I just read off the things, have signed the word for the bank.
Jerry, you said, you said that. Or signing authority for James, mayor pro tem, I think mayor pro tem, mayor pro tem, for the mayor.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? All in favor? Okay, back from there is, we'll put in the minutes that Jamie, or Mayor Pro Tem, will have signing authority, and those minutes are approved, then we can take those 3 minutes and keep them in.
Question. Does that now mean that I have these big backwards and wrong?
Or what?
Backwards.
No,
Oh, we had these discussions one time, when we were dealing with finance.
they never been back in for years.
Please.
The only one they told me,
Oh,
I mean, you're still held accountable if you
they're doing the vision.
go do something.
okay.
I'm always, I know you work on it.
But they're not gonna take those minutes until they're approved, they're going
Yes.
to lapse in time where if you come on.
I'll have her on next week,
Yeah.
and so then I'll move the books in there, check books and everything over to her. And then between that time, I expect, this is the way I look at it. I look at the resignation in here for May 10th. Because if I don't resign, I still will be listed as the mayor legally. And so I'm going to resign. I think y'all would probably have a special meeting, probably on May the 11th, which is the second Monday. That's the earliest that you can swear anybody in after the election. That's a 5-day grace.
Yeah.
And swear everybody in, approve the minutes, and dismiss. At a very short 15-minute meeting, go. Then the minutes can be approved. And then you can take the minutes in.
Then Lori would have to take, you know.
Okay, so yeah, we talked, and they said as soon as she goes on, I'll come off.
Right. I just don't want there to be some weird gap and then they're like, oh, well, you're the one that started this, but then you taking you off, and then they give us
That's
a
why,
warning.
that's why I'm trying to get this road.
You know, we don't,
We told them that I was leaving the office. They said, well, when you put her on, let's take you off at the same time, that way it just makes it cut. Okay, that's fine.
You say May 11th is when you plan on doing
it'd be the 12th, let me see, 12th.
Is it 12? I don't remember, it was 11.
it?
Is it 12?
Fine.
11th Monday, Sunday.
Yeah, because 5 days ago, the election, it's like mine.
The 11th is a Sunday. Is it 12?
That's good. It's fine, pretty easy.
You got that handle, update on distribution,
It would be possible.
I was,
but yeah,
no, I was just thinking how all this is gonna work. We got a lot of actions.
yes.
But if you want to rebalance,
First,
if you resign before, then you have to.
we'll have to do the next.
That's what I was, now we're talking about what you see.
Okay, yeah, it's like,
It's our responsibility.
so that's, I just wanna make sure that we don't end up in a weird gap in a situation that,
I'm not going anywhere, I mean,
oh, you know, the bank's getting run out, like, oh, you came off, but you guys didn't have a meeting, and then there's this 2-day difference, or something ridiculous that we run into, we don't need to have that council, or we did something out of order. Just,
And your reservations for the event.
I'll straight into it.
so you want to do it in the day before that day? No, it's. It took a lot of us thinking of time.
Yeah, that actually.
As long as I guess we're all, if we agree, it's fine. And how we, what,
Swore in, so I could do mayor, the mayor will take over the meeting. That'll be done, so.
we get, yeah, we can.
It's,
So the bank,
as long as not done. Claims a lot of things, so. I mean, yeah.
we want to come up with.
I have a fair share of those things, maybe those, some of them. I don't wait on the very, same bill, it's on a certain day, it's usually 2 or 3 days later for the time to send. So I just go on that end of the month, on UCS, put in the account number, pay the bills, and yes, see. Okay. Update, distribution city post office, looks like they had a virus. Yeah, you can leave here out of the week. Are we, even if this should move forward. $500, over.
I think he lowered his offer to 250 though, is what I
He
heard.
tried.
Also heard there was gonna be a discussion later to confirm,
Yeah.
so.
Well, the articles, they do a bit on these, articles. that they said there. You know, against the, state there. You would get that, families,
Let's say the Briaroaks.
Oh, excellent. Okay, fine. You were about. Oh, yeah, okay. Did we get updated documents? Did we get updated documents after that or no? Okay, I just want to make sure that was the option. It's not better now.
Everyone on Facebook at that. And said, Lori,
Is one.
comments, yes.
Okay.
I didn't even look at that.
It should be there, I think it was the whole section. Yeah, oh, maybe it's more, I think it. Yeah, there's some part, is it, so. I think that was something that. Yeah.
I can send it back out.
I don't recall committee announcement.
Like I said, we have to check the ordinance. A lot of the states and then I work for maybe a couple of states, they have. Oh, the shirt like that. Yes, yes, no. You know, it was pretty well thought.
Send that.
Yeah, I think it was in February. Oh, Howard's, she said, she was, yeah, the great stuff.
You said, all of the neighbors. And then Bradley sent that, 2 days.
Yeah, I was really big on it.
I forwarded.
Right, he's such a good.
Yeah, I knew the house up for rental on Target.
Like, for rent or short term? Right.
I think it's the same house. $3,000 a month. Yeah. $20 a year.
So there are.
Sounds sick.
I was saying, Carolyn's house would be sold. Her daughters, they get it sold. Around they were pursuing.
Yeah, they probably sell something.
Well, and I think Brett plays baseball and
some way it's not it. I kept watching the city.
Carolyn's house was lots of.
You know, they had an orchestra, painters,
Yeah. Never seen it good in most of the guys that used. Yeah, always. Thank you, shaking to see it. So they're looking around. Okay.
I do know that the Army Center, for a while, for several weeks, there's no cars that the Dodge started. Today, I noticed the GMC, he was a brand Dodge. So, they're different vehicles.
There's an SUV, kind of dark gray SUV there. A lot of people.
Yeah, the red,
Maybe for dollars, and also. There it is.
okay. I'll already send out a notice, and about the big see what comments. Fourth thing, should determine which documents need to be available for trade reports.
I want to discover that everything. So then,
That's it.
I will say. Maybe the company. Yeah. Okay.
And people, that's your people, that's people that I'm going to.
All over the service. And
So,
I have a list, but I don't think it's everybody, so that's why I asked for a few months ago. You can see it in the carrier, it's a constant.
for the humor. Wait.
I had Bob's, of course, Bob's, Sundance, Waste Management. The small food, I didn't even know if that's what the side of the portion. Frontier. Yeah, Wednesdays. Wednesdays?
Wednesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays is the opposite. Fridays and Fridays.
that's it.
If y'all haven't seen anything else, write it down, so we'll, no, anybody look here, you see any of those that I didn't mention, Bob's, Sundance, Waste Management, Saw Group, Frontier, Waste.
Very good, I'll put this later on. Did you get a copy of the issue?
Yeah, the one that just said a lot, yes. Yeah, I love that, I think.
The email address I'm not loaded.
That was, I have those.
It's, I don't know where, we don't have Gmail.
And so even up,
Maybe I'm.
the secretary of Briaroaks,
It's like,
Now, the fee schedule, if we've already gave it, or
yeah, that's what we did.
now, commercial solid waste hauler vehicle permanent location, of course, I have to get this from somebody. So I didn't want to know. The first payment, okay. But we need on page 2. location where the vehicles will be parked or stored may not be used. Is that really?
As long as they're not in the city.
What?
As long as they're not in the city.
That's good. Website here, that the city can post the different contractors and people on his website. That way, if anybody had a question, and we're not able to bring trash company, we go, right here.
You really need to know whether it was disposed of sidewalks.
I don't know, is that what you are?
It was happening, yes.
Is that anyone wants to you?
Yes.
Is that important to us?
Director of Solid. Go Lord.
Any special comments?
I just want to know what the cemetery is. That's the one called me last week, where the Briaroaks cemetery is.
I don't know for it.
We don't think about your only 2 acres in this cemetery.
That's good. So, as far as I know, so we don't have. Yes. You know, it's funny, somebody else said, I was like, where is this? Here's what I'm good. I said, I did it, and now it's okay, that's not.
Yeah, we rotated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this paperwork, it's, from the application. And this is-
You want a copy? Yep, a copy. A copy. Yeah.
Well, I have 2 copies because, you know, I have printed out and scanned it as well. Come on, from the history. Okay, my question is last thing, I'm make sure the insurance department sent the gross £7,000 from the secures, is that normal? The your way, I guess it is a good person. Stating for evidence of personal insurance liability policy, we do not have an office and $500,000 in their force. The insurance company authorized to do this is expected.
£7,000, the trucks weighing up. I had the garbage trucks in, because of that, from 7 to 30. So,
applications should be on the area, £7,000 per vehicle. So Gary, it doesn't mean that you're the way you're being, right?
Yeah, I can take it as that stuff on. So whatever we do.
if we're asking the deputy £7,000, I think it is due to the fact that we've seen them come out here previously with trucks and trailers, dumpsters, and trailers, so.
still need to have insurance when they're out there business. It does say, and anything bigger than 3/4.
See all the issues with that. This is what the branch courier has to go out and have instructions. Person from the city boroughs or solid like you feel about 16 boroughs.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. Exactly, that one, it's number of vehicles, some kind of fee schedule, permit fee per vehicle. Percentage of the gross. When that right? And now you're asking for them to pay $2,250 per vehicle every year.
The first I understand is that. That's one thing, is that just information from some copy?
That's all the charges, even better.
Very last page on the paper is attached, the very last page, is it? Yeah, I think
Yep.
the second one.
Yes,
Here. Application fee is annual application fee is $50, and then the fair license fee. Then we get that, so then. The next one, I just go.
yeah, but it's more vehicle.
Permanent for vehicles, so you're saying like companies might have 2 or 3 vehicles.
But in our conversation, that was never discussed.
Okay, well, this is it, yeah, I mean, I think this is failed.
Does a company send more than one out here?
You have different trucks like Mike Bob's, depending on which one you're in.
Right, no, it's on a bad day. They're not saying 2 or 3, that take out.
So like, they have a truck, yeah.
Right.
Right. The winch on the back can pick up these dumpers, how long.
So are we saying that if we issue a, I don't know,
I think that's her.
I just get in the window of the truck they drove that day? Or is that what we're concerned about?
But that's.
I'm concerned about is, do we really want to charge them?
I think the spirit behind that is a bigger city, that you have someone more.
I think it's right.
Maybe.
If you want to come think for animals that way, it's. You told her that we're limited, so. Don't need any of this.
Do we even need to read?
These last 2 pages. So really.
Okay, the application fee is 8% of their revenue. So
That's all it is.
Or just you, the next one I have to pay is stretch that whole fee, that fee box, is stretch that whole fee box. Probably easy.
You want to get rid of these 2 documents?
This,
There's certificates back.
the one you got in your left hand, the top portion, just get rid of all that.
Yeah. When you
We
like-
keep the certification state, you know.
Here, this is, you want to keep the one that, people, that you have, number. People, that.
Yeah, that was not even. It's not even.
All right, well, thank you. Let's bring this one.
Some of that is-
We're discussing.
So we're removing this certification letter.
I think we should get rid of this one.
the list of you. The one we don't have in.
You can pay one, I did.
I would mind that. Is this the deals?
Yeah, because when we issue the,
Okay, I see.
Anyway,
then you can look at those.
but they got this, one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing that nobody got. Still, we hear you.
You don't stay that.
It was significant.
So really, all here, and what we need to approve is what we have for the commercial solid waste floor to fill them up. Okay, the city. It's a simple from the, I guess when they mail it in, they want to have something ready to send back, they're in permit.
Certificate says you're authorized to operate. Approved operating.
But then I think it's.
I mean, if you go get like actual. Squeeze it with our, skin. Box, we can
Boss, you don't get.
seal that. We do it that way. Then it's. Sorry, I didn't say it. Hey, you're working.
They, we are,
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there anything in there about vehicles needing to be identified, whoever they are?
I think you even have to mention for same as we did sidewalks. The size of the sign, whatever rated the sign of the vehicles.
Are you saying that we want to ask them, make sure they have a final on the vehicle?
I think it'd be important in case damage occurs with somebody's property, how important figures of the carriers.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just have anything at all.
So my, so, back on page 5,
We discussed that in depth. It's not in there, it was omitted by accident.
So. We can add that on here. It's you, what you.
The license plate show right now, there's letters, there's 2 inches tall. We've had it at the same time. It's
Maybe it's like, or like a little, this, name was like. Not nauseous.
Listen, kind of people, Sundance, Postman, golf. Your weight solutions and there's other.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Alright, so do you think that we should call it out on this application that your trucks need to be, or, you know, split sign on? Or is it going to send them on?
Coffee or.
Yeah, I don't see them. Okay.
Good. Alright.
They would eat that work. It's not. And it's not equals.
And then I'll get that, so much information. Here.
We don't have it under the agreement tonight. So I think we can't approve it, we can have 1 or 2 agreements tonight.
Yeah, it's not, you know,
Couldn't have action.
Okay.
We need to clean it up. I didn't think it was there yet. I didn't think it was there.
Well, there's nothing on the grant except this little thing on.
We had that one sheet to give big description. You can take out 3, 4 seconds. So it needs to be cleaned up. Moving on. Discussion of the looking at DOT, the growth project.
There's no further. How often do we check the mail for this kind of stuff? And I would not.
I think it looks very good.
Either way, things with due dates, getting them in the city and sent to us. Contract for you. Because I don't think I would.
You got one, Terry, you got one. Everybody did get one.
I didn't know, because I responded.
They had one day, they didn't make it one.
And they know me, they sent stuff to me occasionally, so I responded to their. I don't know what that is. It's a sticking with something.
Yeah.
Well, we can start with, we'll begin to. Yeah, I noticed it. Start and then now.
Update on this state resolution. Session of city audit. You get.
Well, we have a few things.
Okay, you close yourself, I didn't hear what you, how you checking those, how long. Who,
I don't want to be taking my own, should we say, future? Yeah, kind of like it. Either scan it and send it to y'all, do that, or call you. I'm picking it up from wherever, I just leave it spare me. It's gonna be as, it's, photo. Your box, 816. Okay, but my first check the mail, Kelly, the secretary, my next service. What number's on box? Post office, Facebook. You see, we'll start, if it's something like this, and. I do neighbors.
But this is the one, there's the one up. Give this one. I mean, this you can go see what they've done. But it was.
Okay. Discussion on future agenda items, I've got on here. We all have a special meeting on May 12th. Special meeting, next meeting.
Can you put on what is the next citizen or?
We would have done it up.
That'd be on.
Yeah, it was, yeah, because one of you, get everything set, post the election.
I want to see if you can add that because the cover should be done the first time here. But just don't know what's expected, especially for the culverts. And also that we need more people to represent them. Because we're still be down 152. And so we need to let them know that they can become council members outside of an election period if we're missing so much. Because we're down one. I was disappointed when I first got in, the first time, because somebody sat down. And the city council didn't have points, they,
And just to give y'all some insight on the mayor's side, y'all know somebody that might be mayor, y'all, wait a minute.
Then to the seat,
we have to, yeah, that's great, which,
they have to go through a seat.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
but we can have them in the election, we should have to go. Another city council person, we were in a big plan. So instead of going to the next, why are we spending out all the list? Say why you're doing it for other things too.
Yes, that's the secret on the 12.
That one's gonna take care of everything. For these meeting minutes. Point that president, bank, that's the soluble person point.
Maybe swearing.
And then swearing, so it's like 3 days, 3 minutes.
Yes, if I hear something from the city, clean that in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a positive road.
Okay, and you have an email that from
Yeah, you did.
the highest office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know maybe there's so much commercial.
We have a lot of acreage to stop those, it's inside the city limits. And I think the homeowners on their acre could be growing something by itself too. And so most, between those two pieces of large properties, you know, these are four large properties.
The other probably is this side of the business. The small triangle section, I mean,
You know, we have several larger acres all over the south. They're all almost they all touch. We've got a few. Can't think of any might be on. I don't know, it's got 300 acres. It's adjoining this. Keep got, and there's a house, there's or I don't know.
And so what's the concern?
And concern is, not property, concern is them applying biosolids to it and contaminating the water runoff in Johnson County, which has been declared a disaster.
Yeah, I have friends that live in that area that are already being tested. Shit, exposed to it. I read just about about 3/4 of that. We absolutely have to do that. Everybody listens.
Anyway, I was approached by Mayor Pro Tem Brandon. And she's the one who provided me what I spent to order it on. Kind of like, she was kind of making me progress, what I thought of it.
if we don't have a city.
In the city. There is over 100 acres back there. So I think Pew's got nearly, he's got somewhere between 7 and 10 acres there. I think he's never her name. She's got all that stuff that they have the oil gets on. Well sites, all of that back there, which almost goes to the Fester Road. There's several hundred acres.
Yeah, the 3 houses.
And then the Pearlwood East, all the way to the end, that house just got a bunch of acres on it. And then there's certain two properties between it and Pew's house. It's more than 5 acres.
But are you talking about contaminants from wells?
No,
You're talking about people who have their sewage out after they like the trailer
it's
years ago.
that is not it, but it's part of it. There has been people that have been reclaiming solid waste and turning it into fertilizer and selling it. That has been deemed a contaminant to surface water of all of Johnson County, and Johnson County has been declared a disaster. That's what it's saying.
And I'll go with it. I'll just go with it.
Ours, because I remember this when we went through this with the on-site supervisor. We had Briaroaks in all this. Well, it really doesn't. We were determined we had impact, not standing. They dumped on the Lewis's property, which then it contributed to the street, the Briar Road, which then goes into another contributor, ends up to this lake. So the watershed, that for us, that ends up pretty much ends up into.
The UC, like you said, it's intentional. And Jensen, yeah.
So part of it's solidarity Johnson County, our sister cities. The other is strengthening new.
So who polices it? Who polices it? You think there's an issue or something?
Actually, if you think there's an issue, sure we could reach out to.
Well, we have,
If Johnson County has declared a disaster, is the purpose of the city of Briaroaks to have an ordinance or something that puts it in motion to give the county control over that jurisdiction of that problem.
So you're not like
We're not going to,
enforcing that.
essentially, our enforcement is, our enforcement is notifying the proper people, which the Johnson County, it's all the, commissioners. So I think everyone's declared it. And then there's other, and we can get assistance from whoever, they're all, we have an issue, they're all.
You said what?
How would you know if there's problems in the student? See it from the front.
It's gonna, more likely it's gonna be, hey, I think I've seen it. Nobody does it.
I'm not scared.
The enforcement of all where people did it, everybody.
The one that I was scared of was right around 917, Joshua Godwin. They're not going to remember that history. They all, couldn't say how many yards of really nice out there and spread over the fields. It's plowed it all in and left it there, and now they're going, weeks so I would wonder, what is in that they're throwing out there?
That's stuff, right? Yeah, there's a lot of it's radioactive.
We're taking out in that. They had contact.
That's not
In fact, Kurt Carroll, Rodney, already heard that's obviously thinking that we can use this. It was big money. Big place had it.
Dumping crap is the gun. But anyway, all right, get that out. I think we should,
I got that on the June,
June, okay.
especially if I will, very,
Yeah, I think we're supposed to do that when it's shown where, the big apartment that are safe, I would have.
Then, other than that, Tuesday was random.
Specification.
I don't know.
Obviously, the difference is, I have to say,
But there are, they took a bunch of pictures to send me a link to Google Found.
You go to that thing?
I did it.
Okay, good. I was like, long and each person.
It was very interesting. We got the recognition in the house, the recognition, I said. We got, the cities of Johnson County. So really, it'd be kind of, to me, worthwhile. We sent a letter of thank you to Rosen for coordinating orchestra.
Yeah.
Paper. I sent an email. And they had, but each city, well, every other city had gifts gave to our representatives. Interesting stuff. I did notice then, I think it's me, so I'll talk to back in. They each one, they had pillows with each city. And they did, everywhere except for across the Briaroaks. So,
that's all we got. I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 8:41. Thank you.